Everyone, we're Mike and Susan, and we've been married for 40 years. It sounds like a long time, and it is. We've built a beautiful life, but what you do won't see behind the smiling faces are the years we almost didn't make it. There was a time, around our 20th anniversary, where the silence in our house was so loud. We were closer to being strangers than we were on the brink of throwing it all away. Today, we want to share the 5 biggest mistakes that nearly destroyed our marriage, hoping you might help some of you avoid the same heartaches. Our first major mistake was keeping score. It started subtly. I'd come dinner and think, okay, that's 1 point for me. He mowed the lawn and mentally took one for himself. He'll took out the trash. He'll remember the parent-teacher conference. He'll got up with a sick head in the middle of the night. It became this invisible, toxic competition of who does more. Instead of feeling like a team, we felt like we were constantly judging each other. I started feeling resentful, thinking I was carrying the entire emotional and domestic load. He felt unappreciated, believing his hard work outside the home was being completely overlooked. This constant calculation didn't prove who was better. It just proved how divided we were. It built a wall of resentment brick by brick, and we stopped seeing the efforts the other person was making. We were so busy counting, we forgot to connect. The second mistake was trying to change each other. Oh, this one caused so many pointless arguments. I am, by nature, a very tidy person. I like things in their place. Mike, on the other hand, leaves a trail wherever he goes. A coffee mug here, a pair of socks there. For years, I treated it like my personal mission to reform him. I'd follow him around, picking things up, sighing loudly, leaving passive-aggressive notes. I honestly thought if he just became nature, our lives would be perfect. From his perspective, he felt like he was constantly being nagged and criticized for something so small. He couldn't relax in his own home. He wasn't trying to be messy to annoy me. That's just how his brain is wired. The breakthrough came when I finally realized I couldn't change his fundamental nature, and he couldn't change mine. I had a choice, spend the rest of my life frustrated, or accept him, socks and all. Once I accepted it, I found practical solutions. We got more basket face stuff. It sounds simple, but accepting him for who he was, instead of who I wanted him to be, was a massive shift. Mistake number 3. Toxic silence. After years of bickering about the small stuff, we just got tired. Arguing was exhausting, so we stopped. But we didn't replace it with healthy communication. We replaced it with silence. If he upset me, I wouldn't say a word. I just give him the cold shoulder, retreating to my own world. He would do the same. Our house became a cold war zone. We could go days without having a real conversation, just exchanging logistical information about bills or the kids. This silence was far more damaging than any argument. In an argument, at least you're engaged. In silence, you're irate. You'll start to feel invisible to the person who was supposed to see you more clearly than anyone else. Creates assumptions, breeds misunderstanding, and kills intimacy. We were living parallel lives under the same roof, and the loneliness was suffocating. This led directly to our fourth mistake. We forgot we were teammates. When life got hard, and it always does, we turned on each other, instead of turning to each other. I remember when we hit a major financial crisis. My husband lost his job and the stress was immense. Instead of saying, okay, it's us against this problem, I started blaming him. If you were just honest, or why didn't you see that coming? He in turn would criticize my spending, even on groceries. We became adversaries. The problem wasn't the enemy anymore, it was. We did the same thing with parenting challenges. Then, when one of our kids started struggling in school, we argued about whose fault it was, whose parenting style was wrong. We wasted so much energy fighting each other, we had none left to actually solve the problem. We forgot the fundamental vow we made, to be a team, for better or for worse. The turning point for us was terrifying. I was diagnosed with a serious illness. Suddenly, all the stupid petty things we thought about us shocked on the floor. Who did more chores? They just evaporated. In the waiting room, holding my hand, Mike wasn't the messy guy who annoyed me. He was my rock, the only person I wanted by my side. And looking at him, so scared for me, I didn't see someone I was in a competition with. Saw the man, I saw the man I fell in love with, the father of my children, my partner. That crisis forced us to remember what was truly important. It reminded us that life is fragile, and that we were on the same team, facing this new, scary opponent together. It was a brutal wake-up call that stripped away all the nonsense and left only what mattered, our love and our partnership. So, here's what 40 years, and almost losing it all, has taught us. Marriage isn't a fairy tale. It's a choice you make every single day. You choose to forgive. You choose to see the good. You choose to be a team. You choose to communicate, even when it's hard. You're not going to be the same people you are when you first met. Miss, the secret is to keep falling in love with the person your partner becomes. Stop keeping score, accept each other's quirks, talk through the hard stuff, and always remember you're on the same team. It's the hardest and most rewarding work you'll ever do. Thanks for listening to us story. If it resonated with you, please give this video a like and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.